Shout out to my mom, Sasuke. Listen, I rebooted my box, my internet. I rebooted my computer. Hopefully all is well now. Hopefully third time's a charm. Sasuke, I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Listen, people, if you came back in the building to hang with the diva, thank you for hanging there with me with the glitches, okay? Hold on 1 second. All right. So thank you for hanging in there with me. We're going to get into it. I got to fix the title later because I was like, I don't even know if this is going to work. So let me just get back in the building and see if it's going to work, okay? So here we are, and it's looking good so far. So anyway, trending topics, the title is messy. There's no title up there. There's no description in the box. We just got to improv, all right? So Moren Comey, she says she's in shock. She was shocked yesterday. She said she was shocked yesterday when she got let go. She, also is kind of blaming it. Everybody was telling me today, Diva, go see. They blaming him on this article too, this, that, and the other, blah, blah, blah. Listen, Trump and her father been having problems since 2017. It's 2025. If they really wanted to fire her, Trump, because he was mad at her daddy, he could have been did it. And I'll come somewhere in the middle with y'all. I say it's a mixture of both. It's a mixture of he mad at her daddy, and it's a mixture of she flubbed a big high-profile case. This case was in the public eye. Everybody was 10 toes down that the prosecution had this on lock. And she was the one that took down Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell. So they just knew, and they was banking on the fact that she was going to take down Diddy, and they was going to be able to seize the mansions, the jet, and all the cash. So when they couldn't, somebody had to be the fall guy. And sorry, Maureen, tag you're it. And let's be clear, this happens on plenty of jobs all the time, all day long. Somebody gets blamed when something goes wrong. And this whole thing went left. And then Ms. Moren Comey, you know what she did? She fires off an email to all her fellow co-workers left behind. Girl, don't drag me in your mess. Talking about keep your head up. And I'm paraphrasing, guys. Keep your head up. Stay strong. Don't let nobody bully you. Well, miss, you bullied every witness that came through there. And tell them to revamp their story to fit your narrative. So now you want to tell us about bullying. They said, watch what you do to people because it'll most likely come back to you. We'll talk about it, though. Moren Comey. Then we got this CEO. I would really love to know, why is it when people are done with people, they can't just look them in the face and say, you know what, we had a good run, but it's over. I don't want to be with you no more. I don't like you no more. This ain't working for me. I'm not feeling fulfilled. But instead, they stay with the person. And then they get with another person while they're staying with the other person. And you are hurting them worse than if you would have just came to them in their face and said, I don't want you no more. So he a whole CEO, worked his way up in the company. To all you men out there that's letting some poom tear you down, you a fool. No way I'm going to work my way up to the top level of the job to be torn down by some nonsense. In this social media day and age, and he grown. You're going to go to a concert, a public place where everybody never puts down their phone, and now everybody want to have these kiss cams, so they shine a light on you and your mistress, and she's in shock, and now y'all got to duck and hide. Y'all both two fools. And then he gonna be mad at the artist, Coldplay, because they said, oh, if they ducking like that, either they cheating or they running from somebody they hiding. And he mad at them. No, sir, be mad at yourself. You the cheater. You the cheater. So we're going to talk about him. Then we're going to talk about this woman from Florida. Shout out to all the people out there that got to deal with the homeowners associations. Because some of them are brutal. I have one in my development. In my next house, I do not want no homeowners association because they a bit much sometimes. Well, this woman says she got notices about a dirty mailbox, her grass that is brown, a vehicle that was parked in her driveway that they didn't like it. So she got all kinds of notices. And she tried to comply to their wishes. They ended up doing a civil suit against her. Took her to court. She represented herself. And I'm going to say this respectfully. They say only a fool will represent themselves in court. Get yourself a lawyer. I don't care how smart you think you are. She represented herself. She went to court and the judge sided with the association and told her she had 30 days to make her grass green. I guess they thought she was Jesus. Make her grass green, clean her mailbox, and whatever else they needed her to fix. Even though other people in the neighborhood had brown grass too, they was harassing her. Now, she said she didn't know or wasn't aware of her return court date. I don't know. Either way, she missed the court date and she was in jail for 7 days over some brown grass in a dirty mailbox. She need to get a lawyer and sue that association. Now, you know I don't play the race card over here. I really don't do that. I try to stay away from those conversations unless it's absolutely necessary. In this situation, when y'all see it for yourselves, it just smells like racism. It's ridiculous. And I know she's staying there, but I'm telling y'all right now, I would have to sell my house because the place you have to be comfortable at is your home. We'll talk about it. Then I got this pregnant influencer, fitness influencer. She found out that her man, while she was pregnant and probably before, cheated on her. Not with one person, not with two, not with three, not with four, not with five, but she said 25 people. She said the ladies were all up in her DMs letting her know what was going down. You know, the respect I have for her is a lot. She's pregnant, and when you're pregnant, you really get soft and pink. Even people that ain't soft and pink, when they're pregnant, they get soft and pink. And Zab, Southern Girl, to back up to the last story, you are correct. She probably didn't have the money for the lawyer fees because lawyers cost a lot of money. But sometimes you got to dig in a credit card or something and figure out a way to get a lawyer. Because what she got, they did her dirty without one. 7 days in jail and shackled over some brown grass. But we'll talk about it. But back to the influencer, she said the girls was coming up in her DM saying, I was with him, 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 and he ain't even used no protection. And I said to myself, again, just like this CEO, this brother right here, why could you not just tell your pregnant girlfriend, I'm done? Or I don't know how to be monogamous. I don't know how to be with just you. And give her the opportunity to say yay or nay. But the reason why I really like this story is because girlfriend didn't try to tear down the woman that came in her DMs saying that they was with him. She told them, thank you. And you know what she said? She ain't never looking back. She will never, ever, ever go back with that brother again. And I say bravo to her. Because when you think about all the people in the Diddy orbit, Nobody could leave. Nobody wanted to leave. He was paying my rent. He was this, he was that, and the other. This chick is pregnant. One of the most sensitive times in your life. Found out the man was cheating, and she said it's a negative. I'll never go back to that man again. Bravo to her. And Miss Amy said, why would she? Why would you know why I'm bringing that up, Miss Amy? Because there's so many people, they go back after they getting beat downs, STDs, addictions, and they keep going back for more. So that's why I commend her. She found out, because they said when people show you who they are, believe them. They ain't going to change. That's who they are. And that's how they're going to treat you. Now, listen, people, while I got a good streak going on here, shout out to my virtual computer IT person, SK. I got to bring the people in the building because we got it rolling here right now. So y'all know what I need in the streets. I need a what? I need a choo-choo. Hold aboard, everybody. It is Thursday night trending topics, and we got stuff to talk about. Okay, we got it. The title is called Messy, even though y'all don't see it up there. Moren Comey acting like, oh my God, I was shocked. I don't know why they let me go. You botched up a case, girlfriend, and you botched up a highly publicized case and spent a lot of money. Somebody got to take me to fall guy. It was you. Hold on now, people. Let me bring the people in the building. Hey, Julius.
Hey, y'all. Hit the like button. I'm watching.
Hey, Diva.
Hey, listen. We on a roll here. The internet is acting good. I'm going to roll right into the first story. You know, the first story, this story really broke my heart. Let's get into this Florida woman who, you know, the homeowners association is just doing her dirty. Now, let's make sure we still got all this stuff up here. Okay, we good? Okay, let's take a listen.
HOAs and how they use their power, but we've never seen anything quite like this.
Yeah, so the woman in the mugshot right here wanted us to tell you her story, and she wanted us to show you her mugshot. She was arrested and spent a week in jail for what started out as an HOA complaint over her lawn.
I feel humiliated about the whole thing, you know, like I got my head down because this is so embarrassing.
Well, tonight, investigative reporter Adam Walser there revealing how she wound up behind bars and caught up with the HOA's attorney to ask about his involvement.
This is what they were showing in court, like pictures of the brown grass.
Yep.
The grass isn't always green in Irina Green's yard, thanks to a big tree that you can see in this drone video, and a drought that led the county to impose watering restrictions last year didn't help.
Looks like you got some pieces of sod here.
Green says her yard is far from the worst in Riverview's Creekview subdivision.
If you drive around my neighborhood, you'll see there's plenty of yards that are not up to par.
But so far, she's the only homeowner to actually go to jail for failing to keep her yard up to her HOA standards. It all started with notices from the HOA's management company.
And it went from the grass being brown to, you know, there's a dent in my garage.
Dents too small to see from the road.
That was a part of my court case.
Green was also cited for having a dirty mailbox covered in mildew due to shade and moisture from that same tree.
I would assume you could probably clean that whole mailbox in a few minutes, right?
Yeah.
And for having a cargo van similar to other ones we observed in the neighborhood. The HOA filed a lawsuit against Green in Hillsborough County Court, demanding she correct the violations. She represented herself, preparing handwritten explanations that the HOA and judge rejected. Green appeared at a hearing last July in which the judge gave her an ultimatum.
My grass had to be brung up to par. He said, you can get seeds, you can do something, but you got 30 days to get it corrected. I said, fine. You know, and he said, and if it's not done in 30 days, you're going to go to jail.
Irene says she spent the next month correcting the violations.
I sold my van to comply. My mailbox was clean. I bought seeds and watered my grass.
But she missed her next court date.
I was supposed to receive documentation. Nothing was sent to my home. And I reached out to the courthouse several times to try to find out when was my court date.
The judge signed an order holding Green in contempt of court and issued a warrant for her arrest at the HOA attorney's request.
It is pretty extreme. It certainly is, yeah.
We asked Stetson law professor Paul Boudreau what he makes of this case.
But I think it's pretty rare in a civil case for someone to have a contempt order.
Green was pulled over by a sheriff's deputy in late May after picking up her 15-year-old daughter from cheerleading practice.
When I got out, he said, "Miss Green, do you know that you have a warrant for your arrest?"
She was taken to the Orient Road jail.
If they got you handcuffed behind your back?
Yes, I'm treated like a criminal.
At the jail, she got more bad news.
There was no bond, so I couldn't even go home to my family. I sat in there for 7 days in the jailhouse, like a criminal.
To be incarcerated without bond is certainly an extreme measure and is pretty rare.
Now there's a mugshot of you right now.
Yep.
How did that make you feel, just to be put in those orange clothes?
It makes me feel horrible. Like I work hard, I work hard to buy this home, for me and my kids in a better neighborhood and environment, and to be taken to jail and to be treated like that for brown grass at my own home, it's horrible.
David Lair is a Palm Beach attorney who represents homeowners in cases against HOAs. His law partner wrote the best-selling book, Bad HOA.
You have an HOA who was quick to go after her and to use the full force that they're entitled to.
Have you ever heard of it getting to this point where someone actually goes to jail?
I have not seen that. To be clear, the association does not have the power to put you in jail. Certain other events intervened. Certainly, the judge had the right to do it. I think perhaps there could be more lenient remedies.
Green's sister-in-law, who is a paralegal, filed a petition 6 days after she was incarcerated, requesting an emergency hearing.
And I went to court, and I had to be shackled from my hands to my feet.
And you're there in civil county court, right?
Yeah.
You're the only one wearing orange, right?
Yeah, the only one.
Green's relatives sent pictures of the yard and other evidence to the judge, a different one than the judge who issued the arrest warrant. Green says an attorney for the HOA opposed her release.
He says, well, it hasn't been resodded. The whole yard needs to be resodded. And she's like, not from those pictures that I see. She's like, no, I want her released immediately.
So you were going to sit in jail while they resodded your yard?
He wanted me to continue to sit in jail and not come home to my family.
Green was released on the judge's order.
I'm Adam. I'm with ABC Action News.
We caught up with Creekview HOA attorney Francis Frischia, the one who asked for the arrest warrant outside his office.
Do you think that was kind of harsh to have her spend 5 days or 7 days, I believe, in jail?
I have no comment, but I'll email you on that.
He emailed us a statement saying in part, quote, Ms. Green received notices of violations. She disregarded them. Ms. Green failed to show up in court on August 19th. Her failure to abide by the court's instruction led to the arrest warrant being issued. We called and left a business card at the Creekview HOA president's home, and we called and emailed the HOA's property management company, which issued the violations. We didn't hear back from either. Legal experts say there are lessons to be learned.
Sometimes they act in a petty manner, but if they decide that you need to do something, you need to follow the rules. And when a judge tells you to do something, you have to do it.
I think that they have way too much power. I mean, I never heard of anything like this in my life.
I'm I-Team investigator Adam Walser with photojournalist Matt McGlashan, taking action for you.
Wild story there. The HOA board recently hired a new property management company to enforce its regulations, which started last month. Now, our Adam Walsler has been investigating homeowners associations and everything that comes with them all over the Tampa Bay area for several years now. We want to know, are you in a battle with your HOA, or do you feel your HOA is not listening to you? Well, we are here to listen. Scan this QR code at the bottom of your screen to reach out to our I-Team tip line. Your message will be sent directly to Adam.
I mean, dreadful is an understatement. Yeah, racist. I've never seen anything like it before in my life. Let me share screen again. So Florida mom jailed. Let me X that out. Jailed for contempt of court after HOA gives notice over brown grass, dirty mailbox like a criminal. A Florida homeowner was jailed without bond after battle with her homeowners association over violations escalated to the point where a warrant was issued for her arrest. Irina Green said the feud with Riverview's Creek View Owners Association, a management company, the Troll Bridge Company, Inc., began last year when she got a notice over the dead, slightly brown grass in her front yard, ABC Action News reported. If you drive around my neighborhood, you see there's plenty of yards not up to par, Green said. The mother of two says she tried keeping the grass green, but a massive tree in her front yard in a drought that had her county impose mandatory watering restrictions last year made it difficult to maintain. Green said that's when more notices started piling in from the HOA. She received one for minding dents in her garage, in her garage, a dirty mailbox, and having a commercial cargo van with no logos in her driveway, despite other residents in the neighborhood having similar vans. The HOA then took things a step further when she failed to respond to their request and filed a lawsuit against her, demanding that she correct all the violations. Green represented herself, compiling a trove of explanations and pictures to use in her defense, all of which were rejected by the HOH and the judge. She was given an ultimatum by the judge during her July 11, 2024 hearing. My grass had to be brought up to par. He said, you can get seed, you can do something, but you got 30 days to get it corrected, Green said. The hardworking mom says she complied with the judge orders and made all the necessary corrections, including selling her van and maintaining her lawn. However, the mom of two missed her next court appearance, claiming she was never personally served a notice to appear. I reached out to the courthouse several times to find out when my court date was, Green claimed. The judge found her in contempt of court and issued a warrant for her arrest, allegedly at the request of the HOH attorney, Francis. ABC Action News reported. Green only found out about the warrant when she was pulled over after picking up her daughter from cheerleading practice on May 23rd. She was then handcuffed and booked into Orient Road Jail, where she Road Jail, where she was found out no bond had been set. So mugshot. I couldn't even go home to my family. I sat there for 7 days in a jailhouse like a criminal, Green said. The mother too was fingerprinted, had her mugshot taken, and lived alongside hardened criminals. It makes me feel horrible. I work hard to buy this home for me and my kids in a better neighborhood and environment, and to be taken to jail and be treated like that for brown grass at my own home, that's horrible, she said. On May 29th, Green's paralegal sister-in-law filed a petition for emergency hearing. Francisca claims that she appeared at her court hearing in July, where the judge gave another court date for August 19, 2024, and was told to have the issues resolved by then. This case is so incredibly sad. I just couldn't even believe it when I read it. Julius, your thoughts?
One simple thing. It was the color of her skin. The color of her skin. And I'm glad that videographer went around to all the other homes in the neighborhood and showed the same van she had, the same grass she had. And even at the HOA's president's home, what color was his or her grass? Brown. And what does that do? Oh no, here comes the wokeness, but I'll say it anyway. Environmental factors. People live in delusion today. It takes a while for grass to grow. So if it first is the van, the very small dent in the garage door, which is nothing at all. The very honestly, if you want to be factual about it, the very tiny patch of brown grass. Oh, but what's next? Oh, your roof is missing a shingle. But we know at the end of the day what it comes down to. It was because the color of her skin.
Thank you, Julius. Katrina, your thoughts?
Yeah, this is sad on so many levels,
Mm-hmm.
but I know with HOA fees, I have to deal with HOA fees. Um, your trash can be out for a certain time. People can't park on the streets. Your yard got to be pristine. Um, and I think I put it in your thing earlier today. If you don't pay your HOA fees, even if you up to date with your mortgage, they can start foreclosure proceedings on you if you not paying your HOA fees. Yeah, a lot of people don't know that, but they need to know this. If you're behind on your HOA fees, they can start foreclosure movements on your house. And I don't think that's right, but they can do that and take your house. Um, I'm glad that she took the steps that she took, but going to jail for some HOA fees, that's ridiculous. They need to be paying her back. They need to be paying her fees because you sent me to jail because I had some done brown grass in a dent that you could barely even see. And yes, but they signed that contract, so you have to be careful on the contracts and stuff that you're signing because everything is going so fast and you're not really reading it. But you got to take time to read them fine lines and know what you're signing. But as I said before, um, they could take your house if you're behind on your HOA fees. They could do foreclosure on it. Um, it's sad. I ain't never seen nobody went to jail on it. But if they can take your house, I'm quite sure they can put you in jail, which is ridiculous. And all because you want to live in a certain type of neighborhood. You know what I mean? And you're trying to upgrade yourself. She's trying to upgrade herself. She's trying to live at a different level. And then she still got stuck with the same type of treatment that she would be living if she was living in another part of a part of the city. She got that same treatment. But hopefully she can get some justice and they should be paying her fees for going to jail. But that's all I got.
Thank you, Katrina. Wayne, your thoughts?
Personally, I think it's racially motivated. I know where that area is because it's not real far from where I live at, Hillsborough County, and Riverview is a newer area. I think you get these people on the board. They're like Napoleons, and want to try to, really push, minors into majors. And I think it's personal. I've seen sometimes in these areas they don't want blacks in the areas. I see it all over YouTube. White folks walking up to people talking about what are you doing here, and it's none of their business. And then they make it hard for you. I think this was uncalled for. They could have, even if, as far as the court, they could have just given her letters and fined her. And most of them, Katrina, I don't know about them foreclosing on your house. I thought your mortgage company or the bank could only foreclose on your house. They can put liens on your house.
They can put liens on your house and they can start foreclosure procedures. Trust me, when I tell you something, I always go with the facts.
Yeah,
Go
well, you
look
got
it
to
up.
send me that with the fact.
Yeah, go
Make
look it up.
I thought
Yeah.
the bank have to foreclose me. But anyway.
Listen, if you sign
Okay, wait, let's not
okay,
get
go ahead.
sidetracked, y'all, because I got more stories.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
But so I think in this case, racially motivated. I know you have to keep your properties up the mailbox and stuff like that. Some of the things she's telling the truth. And in the county I live in which most of the counties, when it's during a drought or we have had rain, you have certain days you can water. And when you're watering on those off days, you might just get caught by the county watering your grass or using water and get a fine for that. I've seen it. Okay, and sometimes some of these people have these grasses like St. Augustine grass. It needs water. And those 1 or 2 days ain't cutting it on St. Augustine grass. So I think sure she could have done things a little bit different, whatever. But to go to court and all this, I think they just went too far. That's it.
Yeah. So let me just add this to it too, though. This is why she should have probably got a lawyer. And I know, listen, people, trust me, I know, because lawyers, even if you find the most economical one, it's still pricey. But sometimes, like I said, you got to pull 5 credit cards together, do what you got to do and get this lawyer. And the reason why I'm saying that is because when other people in the neighborhood, it clearly has the same violations as her, and they're not getting locked up, going to jail, or changing anything different, they were being biased to her. And that's a point blank in a period. And it's messy. So it's very sad. But when I saw this, I just couldn't believe it. This woman was shackled. A non-violent crime, no bond, no bond. And just to do a full circle moment, what I want people to understand is when I talk about this Diddy case and all the egregious stuff that they did just to get him locked up, and if they would have came with the facts, they would have been better off. This is a reason why I talk about it. Here you have this lady, no bond. There's people that unalive people and they are on bond. And I'm going to say this respectfully. The young boy who took the other teenager's life, he's out on bond right now. This woman got brown grass in the dirty mailbox. She needed a lawyer. And to be honest with you, if I was her, and listen, I know it is not easy. She poured her heart and soul into this home. I can tell just by the way she's talking. But if I was her, I would move. Because they're nasty, relentless. That lawyer, the judge just put a warrant out. The lawyer was like, arrest her and lock her up. Like, why is he so mad about this brown grass in the dirty mailbox? They want her gone. She had to sell her van. But meantime, other people in the neighborhood got a similar commercial van. If they think she playing her music too loud when she throws a party, she's having a little gathering out in her backyard. To me, it's not worth it. I got to be comfortable in my home. Yeah, you can sue an HOA. You can sue them. And you can tell them with facts. You got to take pictures. Other people got brown grass and y'all locking me up and you keep sending me fines. Whew, I wish her well. I'm going to move on to this CEO. And somebody put something interesting in the chat. They said, who brings a side chick to a concert? You know, the way that people cheat now is different than back in the day. Back in the day, if a married man was cheating, he straight up let the side chick know. You come to my wife, we done. You are not to be seen or heard. It is what we doing. I'm going to come by when I can. We're going to kick it when I can. Don't call my house. And if you ever see my wife on the street, you better not even act a fool because we're done. But the way cheating goes now, the side chick want to be all up in the white face. They trying to get what they call the kids. They wild. And the men is wild. They taking them to dinner like it ain't nothing. Dinner, vacations, concerts. In this social media day and age, listen, I don't like no cheater, and I don't want to be with no cheater. Tara, I appreciate you. Thank you so much for the super chat. Love you. I don't like no cheater. I don't want no cheater in my life. But if you're going to cheat, then you should get the rule book and learn how to do it. Don't be a dumb cheater. So he dumb. He going to a concert, and not just any concert. He going to a popular concert, Coldplay, and you, soon as the camera, you can see her shocked face. Let me go ahead and share screen so we can get in the story. Some people, they just stupid. Let me see. Let's do this right here. Let's do the here. Look.
Oh, what? Either they're having an affair or they're just very shy. I'm not quite sure.
So he said either they have an affair, they're just very shy. As soon as she saw that kiss camera, she turned her face. She's covered her face. He ducked down. No games. Astronomer CEO's wife removes his last name from her socials after his alleged affair with head of HR was exposed. He has also apologized. What should have been a private moment became public without my consent. Sir, you in public. You in public with the side chick. What are you talking about? His apology. New York, July 17, 2025. I want to acknowledge the moment that's been circulating online and the disappointment it's caused. What was supposed to be a night of music and joy turned into deeply personal estate, playing out on a very public stage. I want to sincerely apologize to my wife, my family, and the team at Astronomer. You deserve better from me as a partner, as a father, and as a leader. This is not who I want to be or how I want to represent the company I helped build. I'm taking time to reflect, to take accountability, and to figure out the next steps, personally and professionally. I ask for privacy as I navigate that process. I also want to express how troubling it is that what should have been a private moment became public without my consent. I respect artists and entertainers, but I hope we all can think more deeply about the impact of turning someone else's life into a spectacle. Sir, as a friend once sang, lights will guide you home and ignite your bones, and I will try to fix you. Sir, Andy, do me a favor, Andy. Go sit down somewhere. Don't blame this on the people at the concert. It was a kiss cam. You was booed up. How were they supposed to know that that wasn't your wife? Now, let me go ahead and share screen again. Hold on one second. Astronomer CEO Andy Byron gushed about Christian Kabat's hiring months before getting caught on Coldplay's Kiss Cam. The tech tycoon exposed for apparently having an affair with a co-worker on Kiss Cam at a Coldplay's concert raved about the staffer when she was hired just months before they got caught canoodling. Okay. Andy Bryan, CEO of the Al-centric New York firm Astronomer, called his human resource officer, Kristen Kabat, with whom he was broadcast locked in an embrace Wednesday, a proven leader when she joined the company in November 2024. A proven leader in some other things, sir. Kristen's exceptional leadership and deep expertise in talent management, employee engagement, and scaling people's strategies will be critical as we continue our rapid trajectory, Brian gushed. There she go. With a whole married man. She is a proven leader at multiple growth stage companies, and her passion for fostering diverse, collaborative workplaces make her a perfect fit for Astronomer. Kabat has a proven track record of preserving and enriching company culture at organizations experiencing rapid growth, according to the press release, which notes she previously worked at the data analytics firm Neo4j. In the same release, Kabat was quoted saying that she was energized in my conversations with Andy and the Astronomer leadership team about the opportunities that exist here. So they was on the Jumbotron. That's him. On Wednesday, Byron and Kabat scrambled to hide their faces when an image of them cuddling passionately appeared on a Jumbotron at the show at the Gillette Stadium at Foxborough, Massachusetts. Oh, what? The band's frontman, Chris Martin, can be heard asking on stage. Either they're having an affair or they're just very shy. No, you got it right, Coldplay. They was having an affair, and that's not your problem that they got caught. Julius, your thoughts?
Oh, this dude is funny. Did he really put out that statement? And what did Gina Norris say to Jorge in Beauty Shop? Ooh, starring you and Inspector Crawford, world's two dumbest criminals. Now let's continue going with the comedy, shall we? What does he want to do? Sue Coldplay? Sue Chris Martin? It's so hilarious. He should be keeping it in his pants or saving it for his wife and not somebody else. Andy, save it for your wife. But right. The lady was just so pretty. Matter of fact, she's not that fine if you ask me. But you know, you men with money, you can't keep it in your pants even if you try.
Thank you, Katrina. Your thoughts?
All these people get on my nerves. Why get married? If you're gonna cheat, just leave your wife. Why put her through this heartache? I'm quite sure she's gonna be embarrassed. The country club gonna be talking. The neighborhood gonna be talking. And I'm glad he got caught. Now, girl, all you gotta do is go down there and file for divorce. You got the evidence right there at a Coldplay concert that he was out cheating. And she
Credit
can
to Chris
also
Martin.
and she also, I don't know if they can do it in that state. You know, I've seen on Lifetime this lady sued for loss of affection because the lady slept with her husband, took her husband away. She got sued. Um, and I'm glad he got caught because ain't no telling what else he was doing or what he could bring back to his wife. Because we don't know what this woman have and we don't know what he has. So he's out there cuddling, talking about it's a private moment. You lost all your dignity when you was out there cheating. So why you want to have a private moment? You want to have a private moment. You should have been at the house with your wife or telling your wife that you need to get a divorce. So your privacy and your dignity is both out the window, and don't nobody care. And I'm glad that they caught you on that screen. So that woman, if she does want to go down and file for divorce, she can take half of your company, and you have to pay her instead. And maybe she can move on with another man that cares more about her and her family than you do. That's all I got.
Ooh. Wayne, your thoughts?
If he wanted a private moment, he should have been in the hotel.
Come on now.
I mean, at the least.
At the least.
You know, even being seen in public. You know, so and you have no expectations of privacy in the public. I hope this woman is not in a situation to where she has small children and she has to stay. You know how women say, I'm staying for the kids. I'm staying this for better, for worse, for richer or poor. I hope she's not in one of those situations and feels she's have to stay. I don't think he's no violent person, but at the same time, who wants to be looking over their shoulder every time their husband goes out? Oh, I'm going down to the store. And you're gonna be wondering, well, I wonder if he's going to meet somebody. I had a woman tell me, she said, if her husband cheated on her or whoever cheated on her, that's it. She said, because I'm not going to spend my life always wondering when he leaves that door, and this could be vice versa, when he leaves that door, is he really just going here? Because when you break somebody's trust, it's hard to get it back, especially when it was the unadulterated truth. She saw it. So I hope she, if she departs, I hope she doesn't have to be one of these women that have to stay in a marriage because of the circumstances. That's it.
Yeah, I think she's serious because she already dropped his last name on her social media. I mean, this is just probably it's just sad. It's just sad. It's one thing for your mate to be cheating, but then you out in public like with this chick, then you hired her, you gave her a job. God only knows what she was getting paid because he got her the job. And yeah, she liked to create friendly environments, sleeping. You HR, you sleeping with somebody's husband. Your integrity is in the gutter, sweetie. And you know what? The universe helped that wife. To God be the glory. Caught right on that kiss.
Exactly.
Yeah, caught right on that kiss cam. And it's just ironic. And he's right, because who hides from the kiss cam like that?
And wouldn't he have to go by the HR rules as well?
Yeah.
He's the CEO of the company. I mean, he don't own the company probably.
Right.
So, and that's fraternization, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Yes,
you
it
wonder
is.
why
He
so
may
many
not be
Betty
there
Brock.
long.
Yeah,
You wonder why so many
that's
Betty
what
Brock
makes them so
stories.
stupid. That's what makes them so stupid. How you going? And this is a very popular group. How you gonna go to this concert? Y'all know they got the jumbotron, because I'm sure you wasn't the first people that night that they put the kiss cam on. Y'all a whole
And
fool.
then, like you saying, like, how do you know you're not gonna run into somebody that you know, or
That's
your wife know, or
yeah.
something like that? You know what I'm saying? How you know you're not gonna? That's not gonna happen.
They
And
don't.
Videos
like I
are
said,
forever.
like I said, that's why
Videos
so
are
many.
forever.
That's why so many Betty Broadway stories. These young women get these men knowing that they married, but these men know they're married too. So I'm not putting it all on the woman, but you know a man is married and he knows he's married. And then do you understand the hurt that a woman feels knowing that somebody cheated on them and they probably faithful to him? I'm not saying she is, because I don't know the wife, but I'm just saying that's like a big. I've been faithful to you all this time, and you doing this to me behind my back. She probably was the one that was helping him get the trunk company started. She probably was taking care of the kids, soccer practice, taking them to school while he was doing this. It's a slap in the face. And I'm glad it was put on blast like that. So now she probably suspected it, but now she really knows. And that's exactly what he gets. And she needs to take it, that company, and let him and his little mistress go build another country, because a company, because I'll be taking all of it.
Yeah, it's a shame with it. It's just a shame. Just leave your wife. Just leave your wife. Because if you out and about with this chick like that, you being bold with the cheating. Let me move on to the next story. Because again, this particular story too, young fitness influencer has, good following on the Instagram. The people came up in her DMs and let her know that her man was cheating on her. So, excuse me. Pregnant influencer accuses boyfriend of cheating with over 25 women. Literally sickening. Fitness influencer, I'm going to say Zendaya, has accused her boyfriend of cheating on her on Instagram. Fitness influencer Zendaya has accused her boyfriend of cheating on her with at least 25 women while pregnant with their first child. Zendaya, who is 8 months pregnant, accused her boyfriend of living a double life as she made the bombshell allegations of him cheating on her on Instagram posts on July the 9th. And sometimes you just get cheated on while pregnant. Never in a million years would I think that I would be making a post like this, but this has been my new reality, the 31-year-old role. I just recently found out that the father of my child has been cheating on me with multiple women unprotected, putting myself and my baby at risk. She claimed to her 248,000 followers that she learned of her boyfriend allegedly cheating on her with more than 25 women. This is another level of strength and adversity that I have been faced with, she continued. I'm making this post for all my women out there who can do every single thing right with their partner and for their baby's best interest and still get an unfair hand. That's her pregnant, looking cute there. She said there was zero signs of her partner's alleged cheating. While it would be so easy to break down right now, my baby needs me more than ever. And I'm actually grateful that this information was presented to me so that I can learn from this, she wrote. The influencer asked her followers to keep her baby in your prayers and thank the women who have reached out to me, letting me know of this sick behavior. The next day, she posted several text screenshots and voice messages she received from various women claiming that they have recently had sex with her boyfriend. He invited me to his Airbnb and we had sex that night, one woman claimed. Another woman said she allegedly met him at a club and the pair slept together that night. Yo, I know you hurt, but trying to air me out, this is what the boyfriend wrote. But trying to air me out is so immature, her partner allegedly wrote back in a message, which she also shared. Airing you out is immature, but sleeping behind my back while I'm pregnant, unprotected is not. This is what a lack of accountability and apology looks like. Literally sickening, she wrote in the caption. She added in a later post, it's been 72 hours since everything came to light, and not once have I received an apology. Just silence, deflection, and a complete lack of remorse. I mean, I don't even, what can you say here? Julius, your thoughts?
Wow. She is a gorgeous girl who is into fitness. She's about to welcome a little blessing into this world. And she has to deal with all this. Now that goes to show, right? And it's like by the song Neo, Miss Independent, I want an independent queen who got her own. It doesn't matter how much a girl has their own. If a man is a hound dog, he is going to step out. Just like the second story, Andy, hound dog. They are going to step out. 25. That man has an insecurity to where he needed to hook up with 25 women. And unfortunate, and I know she's gonna love her baby with the utmost of her best care, but sweetie, do not get back with this man. Your spirit guided you to put it out into the public for a reason. Maintain that energy. If it's not about your child, don't go back to him.
She says she not, which I commend her for that. This is a picture she posted. This is what she posted. And I pretty much read it to you. I'll just read the rest of this here. And sometimes you just get cheated on while pregnant. Never in a million years would I think that I would be posting like this. But this has been my new reality. I just recently found out that the father of my child has been cheating on me with multiple women unprotected, putting myself and my baby at risk. I have 1 month left of my pregnancy, 2 incidents in the last 5 days, 25 plus women. This is another level of strength and adversity that I have been faced with. I'm making this post for all the women out there who can do every single thing right with their partner and for their baby's best interest and still get an unfair hand. There were 0 signs, and I did not know he was living a double life. While it would be easy to break down right now, my baby needs me more than ever, and I'm actually grateful that this information was presented to me so that I can learn from this. Keep me in your prayers. Keep my baby in your prayers. And I hope that all women out there love themselves enough to walk away and cut off things that do not honor the vision that they have for themselves. Regardless of how difficult the scenario may be, God will make a way. He always does. He always will. Thank you to the women who have reached out to me, letting me know of this sick behavior. I'm truly so grateful for protection and divine timing. To God be the glory.
That's a whole message right there.
It is. This is what he wrote to her. Yo, I know you hurt, but trying to air me out on Instagram is so immature. This man got the nerve.
And I have to say,
well, hold on, please, Julius. This is what she wrote. Slide 1. This is what lack of accountability and an apology looks like. Literally sickening. The audacity to insult someone when you have been doing things in the dark is crazy. No honesty, no transparency, no remorse, playing victim, and deflecting accountability. Rest of the side, the things being done in the dark very carelessly and unsafe. Story after story, while also being intimate with me. So grateful that mask is off and true colors have been revealed. Thank you, everyone, for the support during such a vulnerable time in my life. You only get one first pregnancy, so I plan on cherishing these last few days as best as possible. Today makes 30 days until my due date, but I'm actually have to be induced on July 23rd due to just finding out that I have cholestasis. I will be doing everything in my power to make sure baby boy is cared for and safe. 2 weeks to go. Baby Win, I'm so excited to bring you into this world. Mommy is going to do her best to stay grounded, prayed up, and resilient so that you can be the happiest, healthiest baby ever. Let the countdown begin. Hashtag July 23rd. Hashtag God got us. These are all the messages. I'm not going to go through them. These are the messages that the girls, gave her, sent her, letting her know, that this man was pretty much cheating. Wait, hold. I'm sorry, guys.
At that, because I was already getting those signs, but truly, I apologize from my end just because I didn't do my due diligence to ask those questions.
Yeah, it's okay. I mean, I appreciate you even apologizing, but clearly your intuition was telling you something,
Yeah, it definitely was.
Yeah. And so, where did y'all have sex?
We were in the car.
You did it in the car?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this was like after the party. Like what date was this?
This was just last week on Thursday.
You're lying. Oh my God. Mm-hmm.
So I left it at that because I was already getting those signs, but truly, I apologize from my end.
We've been drinking a lot. And I told him to use a condom, and he was like kind of like fighting me on it. Like I remember him like saying he didn't really want to use it and like kind of going back and forth with me. And I was just like, well, we're not doing anything if you don't use a condom. But I do have a feeling, and I can't prove this, but I do have a feeling that he took it off at the very end. During everything, we've been drinking a lot.
And he was telling me that he already had a son, that he was single. He was telling me that he already had a son, that he was single.
Hey girl, I'm so sorry that you're going through this right now. I did not know anything about him having a girlfriend, let alone an impregnated girlfriend. I am so sorry about this. Hey girl, I'm so sorry.
So, just horrific. I mean, I don't know what else to say. But multiple people called her, and like I said, the respect I have for her was she didn't curse them out. She just was like, "All right, thanks for letting me know." Where am I at? Katrina, did you comment on this story?
No. And that's what I be trying to get a lot of women to see. Instead of attacking the woman, attack the man, because a woman only knows what a man is telling her, and vice versa. This man right here is just a dog, not just a dog. He's a low down dirty dog. And then you out here sleeping with these people on the first night with no protection. So you don't give a darn about the woman that you got pregnant and that's at home. You got a problem. He has a real sick problem. The only thing he's worried about is his satisfaction and getting his needs met. He's not thinking about the woman that he got pregnant. And I hope he's not using her money to pay these women, because I'm quite sure, I'm not going to say that he probably was, but I'm quite sure he probably was paying them to sleep with them. And then he was so aggressive. And the lady was like, she told him to use a condom. She said she think he took it off. What is his problem? Is he spreading something around? Is he trying to give people some STD or something? This is sick. This is totally sick. And I know, you glad to hear women telling you this stuff, but that's hurtful as well. And I hope that she don't go through postpartum or or get depressed or anything like that, because a woman already go through so much when they deliver a child. Your body die and come back alive again. She's already gonna go through so much already. I hope she doesn't get postpartum. I hope she just stay prayed up, keep her faith, keep her beliefs, and let that dog go on back out in the field, because he's not meant to be at home. Just let that dog go out and wander. Some dogs you just can't train to stay at home, and he's not. So you can't hit his butt with a newspaper and think he's not gonna still pee on your floor. Let him go on back out in the woods, because that's exactly what he deserves. He's an animal. That's all I got.
Wayne, your thoughts?
I don't know if the house she stays in is hers or if they cohabitate or whatever, but I hope she gets somewhere wherever she's staying, that she has some security cameras, all that. I hope she go out and get some mace. If she got to get a pow, whatever she got to do, because I think he's going to get upset. He's already ticked off because she didn't embarrass him. He's all on the internet now. And he thinks that she went, too far by putting him out on Instagram. But he don't see no problem with what he did. So I think he wants some retribution. So I'll just be ready for him. I'd be ready. If she may not be able to get a what do you call that? The agreement where nobody can't come at you.
Temporary restraining order.
Restraining order. But I don't want her things to escalate, and then she have to get a restraining order. So I hope she gets some things to protect herself, decide how she's going to handle this, because this man is going to be in her life forever, I guess. And somebody like this, I don't even think he's going to even care about a child. He don't have time to care about a child. Do you actually think he would put his attention and his time parenting into a child? And you out there, you got 25, juggling 25 women. Telling different stories.
He meeting them and sleeping with them, Wayne.
Huh?
He just meeting people and sleeping with them that night.
Yeah. So
and then going back to her not having unprotected sex. This is sick.
Right. This is where I understand sometimes when women get hurt like this or get done like this, and they don't want the man to see the child or nothing. They just want to look. I'll raise the child by myself. I don't need your money, and just go off. Because they don't want that, and that's hard to look at somebody who did this to you, and you got to look at them and be cordial and work things out because of the child. Sad.
Ooh. All right, we're going to go ahead and roll right into the next story and the last story really quickly, because we touched on this, on an in-depth level, yesterday in trending topics. But Moren is claiming she was blindsided by this firing, okay, from the Southern District of New York. But you know what? Somebody had to be the fall guy tag. They made her it. All right, let's go ahead and get more into this story. So Moren Comey, who prosecuted Diddy and Epstein, says she was fired by the DOJ without reasons, worries terminations will so fair. Moren Comey, the daughter of ex-FBI Director James Comey, said Thursday she was fired from the powerful Manhattan U.S. Attorney's Office without reason, as she warned that the Justice Department's decision to ask her why will only sow alarm, and that fear is the tool of a tyrant. Yesterday was unexpectedly my last day in the office. I was similarly fired via memo from Main Justice that did not give a reason for my termination, Comey wrote in an email to colleagues, which was obtained by the Post. Comey, a veteran lawyer in the Southern District of New York, where she prosecuted Jeffrey Epstein, his accomplice Ghislaine Maxwell, and most recently Sean Diddy Combs, went on to suggest that her firing without apparent reason was an abuse of power. If a career prosecutor can be fired without reason, fear may seep into the decisions of those who remain. Do not let that happen, Comey wrote. Fear is the tool of a tyrant, wielded to suppress independent thought, she continued. Instead of fear, let this moment fuel the fire that already burns at the heart of this place, a fire of righteous indignation and abuses of power, of commitment to seek justice for victims, of dedications to truth above all else. White House Press Secretary Caroline confirmed Thursday that the Department of Justice has made the decision to fire Comey, rejecting the notion that President Trump played any role. The Department of Justice refused to comment when asked to explain the reason for Comey's firing. The department declines to comment on personal matters, spokesperson Wen Hornbuckle said in an email Thursday. A spokesperson for Manhattan U.S. Attorney Jay Clayton declined to comment. Comey was informed Wednesday that she was being booted under Article 2 of the Constitution, which describes the powers of the president, according to multiple sources. Her ouster came just weeks after Combs' nearly 2-month-long trial, which she worked on with 5 other federal prosecutors, ended with the jury acquitting the disgraced hip-hop mogul of the most serious charges against him: racketeering, conspiracy, and sex trafficking. She previously worked on prosecutions of disgraced financier pedophile Epstein and his madam Maxwell, who was found guilty of multiple S crimes at trial in 2022 and sentenced to 20 years in prison. This was inevitable, one U.S. attorney source opinion suggesting that Trump administration could always claim on paper that the firing was merit-based because her connection to P. Diddy case and the Epstein stink. The source added, it cannot be stretched to say her father didn't help her career, referring to the president's long-running tiff with the elder Comey, who Trump fired as FBI director in 2017 on his first term. Legal experts describe Comey's firing as highly unusual, also speculating the reason was more about her father than her track record. It's highly unusual and unprecedented. Obviously, there have been prosecutors fired for losing cases. It's very rare, former prosecutor Nima said. The Diddy case, I believe, was mishandled. This is a former prosecutor saying this. Bungled, botched, whatever adjective you want to use, but they still got a conviction. They are still going to try to get time. I think it has to do with her father, he said. She was able to convict Ghislaine Maxwell. Her credentials are solid. She has a decent track record despite the outcome in this case. Still, the prosecutor warned that Comey's ouster would potentially spell trouble as the Epstein saga rages on. The Epstein thing is a huge deal. I don't know if it would be necessarily help because if Comey is no longer working for the Department of Justice and she prosecuted Ghislaine Maxwell, she is free to say everything she wants, he said. She could spill the beans and say Maxwell wanted to talk and name names, and we refused to take that information and corroborate or follow up on the information she wanted to provide. She can absolutely blow the whistle. The decision to boot Comey came as U.S. Attorney General Pam Bondi faced in-text MAGA backlash over the Department of Justice decision not to release any more evidence from the Epstein investigation. Some right-wing internet personalities, including Laura Loomer, who has been critical of Bondi's handling of the Epstein files, has been calling for Comey's head. Epstein unalived himself in a Manhattan federal jail cell in 2019 before he could stand trial on federal charges of sex trafficking minors in New York and Florida. Comey's firing also comes after the Department of Justice last week appeared to acknowledge the existence of an investigation into her father. The specific nature of the potential criminal matter involving James Comey, though, remained unclear. So the bottom line is she's saying she was blindsided. She also wrote a letter, an email to her fellow, co-workers that she left behind, pretty much telling them, keep your head up, keep the fight up, and don't let this distract you. Julius, your thoughts?
I mean, she definitely, just because being her daddy's daughter has a target on her back. But the case was horrendous. There was no evidence of RICO. And the prosecution allowed the general public to persecute the case instead of having a gag order in place. Like, case in point, for example, the Brian Kohlberger case out of Idaho. I know different circumstances, but the judicial process was in place. I feel like this, honestly, I don't see it as political. She should have been fired. Okay, what? He got convicted on 2 lousy charges. Okay. But girl, you still went head first with a frivolous case. You had no evidence. When you had time to reassess, you chose not to reassess. You could have saved us all time and energy of hearing about this circus, but no. You wanted your 15 minutes.
Thank you. Katrina, your thoughts?
Okay. My thoughts are a little different. I'm thinking it is political. I'm thinking she was the one that got Epstein. She was the one that got Maxwell, whatever, like, just Lane Maxwell, and she was the one after Diddy. So if you eliminate her, everything else falls into place. They could say, well, the head prosecutor's gone. Um, why is Diddy still in here if all these malfeasance was found on her? Now, Justine Maxwell trying to get out. And they can say, well, she botched that case as well. So maybe should look into her thing and get her out. I think Trump doing this as a strategic move on to get these people out of jail without having to say that he gave them bond or something like that. And yes, the stuff that she did with them with the case was all over the place. But by her doing the case that she did with Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell, I believe they thought that she was the head person that could put Diddy away. But the stuff they had on Diddy was not complying to what she was doing with the RICO. So she went off a board on that one. So, but I'm thinking that he's doing to get rid of her so these people can get out of jail. And I'm not saying I'm true in my facts, but this is how I see it. Because why now fire her? Even though she got 2 convictions, even though they were the smaller ones, she still got 2 convictions. But when this other lady, just Lane Maxwell, coming out and saying this, and these people want to see the Epstein files, now this woman get fired. So it goes both ways. Like I said, they messed up when that first man that was there, when he left because he was a Democrat. But I think they gave that case to her because they thought that she was going to slam dunk this case. And it wasn't no slam dunk. Even though she got 2 convictions, it still wasn't a slam dunk because she got the other 2. But I really do think it is political. She came blazing, but your gun was not, I mean, your pow wasn't fully loaded. And as I said before, if you get rid of her, it can circumvent that. Just Lane can get out, Diddy can get out, and he's trying to cover up those Epstein's files. It's a lot going on. It's more than going on than what they telling us. And we just have to sit back and watch the show. We just need some popcorn because it's a circus. That's all I got, Diva.
Thank you. Wayne, your thoughts?
Well, in my opinion, I think the only thing she did wrong was be a Comey. Because I see politics written all over this. Okay? I don't think she should have been fired. She lost the case, okay? You either going to win, lose, or it's going to be a mistrial. And she won 2 big cases. So she needs to be, fired for that? I don't think so. But Pam Bondi is the head of DOJ. And Trump is over her. I just connect the dots. He don't like Comey. And this was his opportunity. Trump is petty. And this was his opportunity. Fire her daughter. Give the command to Pam Bondi and get it done. And that's just what happened. I don't think she should have been. I don't think she should have been fired. That's it.
Thank you. I appreciate you. Listen, we're going to stay connected to the story. And this is not really, to be honest with you, it's not going to impact Diddy's sentencing left or right. They still got a job to do. They got to go find different cases in history, in legal history, where a person was charged like what Diddy is charged with. And, you know, first time for this particular offense, what would the sentencing bracket be? So they still got work to do. It's 5 other people that sat in that courtroom alongside her that can, you know, pick up the torch, so to speak, and continue the job. But I think, you know, that what they was trying to do is they was trying to turn a partial loss into a full win. And sometimes you just can't be silly with stuff. You want to sit there and say loss, you know, take the loss. I used to say this all the time when my son doing sports. Somebody got to lose. Are we all going to fall out on the streets and act the whole fool if we the one that loses? That's why the coaches have you line up, and whether you the winner or the loser, you go touch everybody's hand. Y'all walk down the aisle, touch everybody's hand, you know, to say good game. Good game. And like I said, they never step foot outside. They never step foot outside to say anything to that jury and to say anything about the trial. So I think this is a mixed bag. It's a mixed bag because Trump been having problems with her. He could have been fired her. Fired his dad back in 2017. This is 2025. So if he really wanted her gone, he could have been had her gone. But he also did a subliminal message, if you think about it, and if you ask me. And the subliminal message was when he sat there, when somebody asked him would he pardon Diddy. And he said, I ain't even got to like you to pardon you. That was his message to her, that y'all can do whatever y'all want in this trial. At the end of the day, if I gotta catch this, get them off to spite y'all, then I will. But the fact also remains is that she handled the trial was a whole circus. It was an overreach. And somebody had to go down for all that money that was spent on the Diddy trial for it not to come out to the outcome that they wanted. They wanted to be able to seize his property and all of his businesses and his money. And nobody can even begin to have a conversation to deter me from that. They wanted that man's money. And they was spending money like crazy on this trial because they was banking on the fact that they was going to seize everything he had. So I think her firing was a mixed bag. Yeah, Trump pissed at her, but also it was a perfect storm for him because they botched this case. And usually she was the lead. So the lead got to take the hit. Anyway, guys, I appreciate y'all working through my little technical difficulties with me. Okay, 3 times was the charm. Y'all know the routine. If you ain't hit that like button on the way in, hit it on the way out. Good night and goodbye, everybody. I'll see y'all Friday night for Trending Topics. God, bye.
Choo choo. The train.